San Francisco has a $10.74 minimum wage, and we now have data, Lewis, about whether it has hurt the economy. As Business Week writes, San Francisco is often ahead of the rest of the country when it comes to protecting public health and the environment. They were the first to ban plastic bags in stores. They're considered one of the most restrictive in terms of banning bottled water. And smoking bans have spread from public parks and entryways to any public event, period. They even banned the free toys in McDonald's Happy Meals. They were also one of the first states to increase the minimum wage beyond the federal minimum wage. Back in 2004, they started significant increases. Currently, it is $10.74. Now, let's look at the evidence. Did this hurt the San Francisco economy? What was the effect on profitability? What was the effect on prices and inflation? Well, the book called When Mandates Work, Raising Labor Standards at the Local Level, is arguing that San Francisco's minimum wage increase had absolutely no negative effect on the city's economy at all. All three editors, who are labor experts, say that from 2004 to 2011, private employment in San Francisco grew 5.6% and 3% more broadly in Santa Clara County. Other Bay Area counties saw an overall 4.4% drop during that time. Among food service workers, who of course are more likely to be affected directly by changes to the minimum wage, employment grew 17.7% in San Francisco, faster than either of the other Bay Area counties. Now the question is, what was the effect on inflation? Did prices rather go up dramatically? Well, restaurant prices were up slightly, 2.8% in food prices compared to other counties. Of course, those restaurants still saved money. Why? Because as I've been saying for years at this point, Lewis, but the right-wingers keep emailing me angry that I'm wrong, turnover went down. There is less of an incentive to leave the job. There is more commitment to the job if you are being paid a higher wage. If you consider the cost to restaurants to acquire new employees and to deal with closing out finances for employees who leave, this is still saving them money. What do you think of this experiment?
I think it's pretty simple. I think it was a successful experiment, and I think the minimum wage could be even higher. And and I think that those trends would continue. I wish this would happen at the federal level.
Yeah.
But if you ask the naysayers, I'm sure they will have some example for why this can work in San Francisco,
right,
but not nationally.
It's possible that the equilibrium minimum wage, that it would be different in different parts of the country, right? That's a fair argument. What's not a fair argument is this absolutist extreme argument from the right, which is, hold on, if you lefties think raising the minimum wage $1 is good, why not raise it to $100 an hour and then everybody will have tons of money? Obviously, that wouldn't work, and no one is suggesting it, right? This slippery slope reduction argument is really not a valid one. We're talking about increasing the minimum wage either simply to keep up with what it would be inflation adjusted back to 1968, which doesn't even represent a real increase, right? In today's dollars, that wouldn't even be an increase, or to a level at which you can afford to live on one job in whatever city it is that you're working in. Or some people are talking about an increase that would track productivity dating back to the 60s or 70s. The idea that if $1 an hour is good, we should raise it $50 an hour is a completely bankrupt, fallacious argument that barely merits any attention at all.
Right. It's completely absurd. It's that slippery slope, I guess you could call it. I don't know. But personally, I still wouldn't want to live on 1074 an hour in San Francisco if that were my only job. Even that would be tough, but it still does seem like it's working.
Yeah, that's the other issue. 1074 in San Francisco is no great accomplishment if you look at the cost of living there.